let's take your left hand here and put your find E with your fourth finger on the A string. Okay, so now you see the way this joint is kind of straight.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do is bring it around like this. So now, this is something you're not going to be so used to, but it should work out like this. Right, yeah, you're picking that up fairly easily. Some people find it quite strange at first. Try to hit more on the tip and not on this part.
Oh, okay.
So even now it should be a little bit more. So it's really working from here, and this knuckle is not collapsing. You see how it's collapsing?
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you one other thing. Put your violin down for a second. Let's just remember not to sit on it. Put your hand up in the air like this and spread your fingers as far as you can. Okay, you get a nice big spread in there. Now put your fingers into the palm of your hand and now try to spread your fingers. You can't do it much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so when we play the violin, if our hand is up a little too high, so then our fingers it's as if our fingers are inside here and we can't get as much stretch. But if we lower the hand, now suddenly you have a big range there. Now, most of the time in one position you don't have to be stretching that much, but we want you to be able to reach notes with ease. So I'm doing two things. I'm bringing your hand forward,
mm-hmm.
and I'm also lowering it. So go ahead, pick up the. You don't need the bow actually, but let's just put it here. Okay, so now, in other words, you're used to something like this,
mm-hmm.
and I want you to bring this index finger down and the whole thing a little bit forward. And now let's take D and E and just do a silent trill between D and E slowly. Okay, so it really should, just the way your other fingers can sort of thump down if you want them to. Watch them. Right, so you want to watch that this doesn't collapse. In other words, it has to be close enough so that it doesn't collapse. Right. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I made a little exercise for people to learn this hand position, because most people, unless they're shown it, they don't do this. So you'll see that there's a part down here, but for the moment and there are asterisks here telling you when to go down here, but for the moment we're going to do just this part. So what you do is you first find that E with your fourth finger. Here's your ball. And then you adjust your hand so that your finger is working like this. Not quite happening yet. Now try it. Yeah, now you see this knuckle is not being compromised, it's not collapsing. There are times when we stretch and this knuckle has to collapse, but within one position we try to avoid it. Okay, now let your arm just relax down here, right, okay? Okay, so now you got this, is that on E? Okay. Now, what you're going to find is that when you come to play with your first finger, up until now it's been your fourth finger that's doing the stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Up now, if anything has to give, it'll be the first finger, which is the stronger finger, and we pull back on it a little bit. At first, when you try to play in this position, you may find yourself playing too sharp. So you have to be reaching back with these other fingers so that they look something like this, right? Okay, now relax here, right, and relax here, good. Okay, now, so you want to keep this in close enough so that that's not going to collapse. Now, so what I'd like you to do is to play and you thump down on the notes. So Yeah, you found it. You lost it for a minute. Now you found it. Okay. So, we're doing everything we can to favor this finger. Now this should be an easy one, right? Because it's only a step and a half. Right. Okay. Okay. You get the feel of it? Does it feel weird a little bit?
Yeah.
You're not used to it. But do you see the logic of it? You see that it's gonna help you. You should be able to do a trill between 3 and 4 just about as well as you can do a trill with anything else. Right? We're not doing fast stuff now. But once this finger is freed up from working so hard, it can work a lot faster. Okay, now I see you've caught on to this pretty quickly actually, so I'm going to go right away to the more difficult version, where you now have to play the B flat and C natural, which are going to be harder. They're going to be more testing the limits of whether your hand is set right. So let's try it now. So when you understand, when you get to here, you do this measure. Then you go back to this measure. You following what I'm saying? Or you figured it out already? Okay. Okay, the first thing you do is find the E and adjust your hand. Yeah, okay, I adjusted your hand for you. Let's go now from a cold. Take your hand away from it and find the E with your fourth finger, any position you want, and then adjust your hand so that it's the correct position. Yeah, I would lower this even a little more. There you go. Once more. Yeah, this is the challenge. You might have to swing your hand even a little more. Make this finger work even a little harder. If necessary, we'll make this one work harder too, but we're trying to put as much work as we can on the stronger finger. This is the outer limit of what your hand can do. Your hand is not that big. Yeah, it's too sharp though. What? By the way, do you know the name of that interval? What is that? You know intervals at all?
Not really.
Seconds, thirds, fourths? How is your violin tuned? In what interval?
Fifth.
They're termed in fifths. A to E is a fifth. Why is that called a fifth?
There are 5 notes.
Right, A, B, C, D, E. Right. So in other words, including the 2 extreme notes, it comes out to 5. So what